This video will show you how to make a decorative tree out of a recycled book. For this tree, I didn't even use glue, but you may want to have glue and paint nearby. You'll start by taking the top corner of your book, 1 or 2 pages, and creasing down. Fold it down to meet the spine and crease it. And then you'll make a second fold by folding that in half. So that's fold number 2. The third fold is to crease the bottom of the page so that the bottom of your tree will be level. So it really only takes 3 folds to make your tree. You'll repeat the process for every page of the book. In this video, I used 2 pages at a time, and you'll see later that I thought it probably would have been better if I had done 1 at a time. Depending on how many pages you have in the book you're working with, you might want to double up or do 1 page at a time. You'll continue this process until you get to the end, and at that point you may want to glue the pages together. So here I used Elmer's glue. You could also use a glue stick. You could use a hot glue gun. Just be careful not to burn your fingers. And when you're gluing your pages together, make sure that you take a moment just to pinch it so that it stays sealed. Then I suggest going through and just fluffing up the pages a little bit. So it might be that you move them around, you pinch them, and you can see here I realized there aren't enough pages. So I opened up those double pages and folded them back in half. And it actually worked really well. It was faster, I think, than if I had gone page by page throughout the whole thing. And it's really up to you how many pages you want your tree to have, how full you want your tree to look. The one that's in the background there had a lot of pages, and a colleague and friend of mine decided to paint it really solidly green, but everyone can take a different approach. I like to let some of the print shine through. So when I painted, I only did a portion of the tree. So you'll see that here I just have a paintbrush, some craft paint. Use whatever you have, or you could even use markers. You don't have to use paint. You can also leave it plain. I think they're quite beautiful as they are. But just paint it to your heart's content, maybe a little, maybe a lot. It'll be different for everyone. And the same process applies even if you have a bigger book. So depending on the size of your book, you might have a larger or a smaller one. I think this would have actually been really beautiful flat up against a wall. You don't even have to glue the edges together, but I decided to glue them together so that it's freestanding. And you can see for this one, there wasn't necessarily as much of a need to separate the pages. Just a little bit of glue was enough to kind of fill it out. It's the same process no matter how big your book is. You can use this, of course, with the books that we provide, or if you have any damaged books at home, you can always give them new life by turning them into a really beautiful craft. I decorated them here with green, and that back one has some red dots, and I love glitter, so I used glitter, but you could make these all a beautiful icy blue. You could leave them plain. They can be festive, or they can be subtle and simple, whatever feels best for you. And of course, I can't do a craft without using some glitter, so I used a little bit of glitter on that dried first tree that I made just to finish it off. And these will last year after year. They're simple to make with very few supplies necessary. We hope you enjoy and share your creations with us.